Good evening, everyone, and welcome to BuzzFeed Brews. I'm Whitney Jefferson, and with me tonight are the stars of Sony Pictures' The Night Before, Anthony Mackie, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Seth Rogen. Please help me welcome them. Thank you for being here tonight, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, we're really thrilled. So I have to cut right to the punch. Seth,
Yep.
remember last year when you were supposed to be here right around this time?
I was supposed to do BuzzFeed Brews.
You were!
And we canceled.
What happened there?
Our movie didn't come out. And so it seemed weird to promote it because it wasn't going to be in theaters at that moment. And so, yeah, but I remember that. Literally, we were supposed to do it with Alana and Abby, I think we're going to do it.
It was like hours before, and it's fine.
I think I was supposed to go to BuzzFeed Brews, and instead I went to Los Angeles.
Yeah. It's understandable, and we forgive you, and we're really glad you're here now.
I'm glad, yeah. It's much better this time. Yeah.
No, and I have to say, guys, I saw the movie. It is so excellent. We're so excited to have you here. I got a lot of questions about it, so I'm going to dive right in, if
Great.
That's cool.
Thank you.
All right. So kind of the most talked about thing so far, from what I've seen, is your epic karaoke scene. As I'm sure you guys know, you guys go down to a bar in the Lower East Side, it seemed like, and do an excellent performance of Christmas Time in Hollis by Run DMC. So I have to ask, how long did that take to choreograph?
Longer than you would think when you watch it. Right?
Yeah, there was a rehearsal and everything.
You look at it, it looks like a mess of just like three drunk guys doing karaoke. But yeah, we actually practiced it for like days, like several days.
And we talked about it story-wise. Like, well, they probably started doing this without choreography,
yeah,
and then on
they
year
slowly
4 or 5,
developed
they're like,
it.
okay,
Yeah,
let's choreograph
this is 8-year-old choreography. Yeah, we did the Cabbage Patch.
Kid and Play.
I think. The Kid and Play.
Yeah.
The How Do You Do.
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, there's no dance called the How Do You Do. I just.
It's like, how do you do? I like that.
It would be this.
Well, it was excellent either way. Was this one of those situations where you did it on the first take? It was a magic one-shot deal, or was it like an all-night, perfect it till it's perfect type of deal?
It was a half-day situation.
We shot it quite a bit. It was a regular scene, of karaoke singing. I get exhausted fast, so they know they only have so many takes of something like that before I just stop, right? 3 or 4.
Got it. So in real life, what are each of your go-to karaoke songs?
Right. If you have a go-to karaoke song, though, you're sort of cheating, right?
But you do have.
Yes, I do. I have a lot of them. And I'm not going to tell you them. And that way, when I do them in front of you, you won't think that it's my go-to.
I caught you in
song.
a go-to recently because I was praising a karaoke performance you did of Man in the Mirror, which was unbelievably dope. And
Make that change.
It wasn't your first Man in the Mirror. You had looked in the Man in the Mirror before.
But the truth is that I had sung that song way before karaoke was invented.
Whoa.
I mean, I was like, 10 years old singing along to Michael Jackson's
So there
Bad.
you go.
You wrote that song for Michael Jackson.
Yeah, exactly.
That was
He's
me.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's that Joe Gordon-Levitt.
He's that JG. He goes by JGL. That's his writing alias.
So are people ever asking you now, do the song, do the dance, do the karaoke? Are you like karaoke gods now, or?
The movie hasn't come out yet,
Okay.
so no.
So in about 2 weeks' time, yes?
Yeah.
All right.
Only journalists. Yeah.
Guilty as charged. Cool. So something I want to talk about with you guys are the amazing cameos in all of the movies, one movie. So how do you decide who gets the spot? For example, Tracy Morgan plays Santa Claus, and it's amazing. Was he like a go-to, or how do you guys decide this is the movie who I want to fill the roles?
We just think of who we're fans of, honestly, and who, as film goers, we would be excited to see in the movie, basically. And that's really, and it's that combined with just who says yes to us. But people usually are far more amenable to doing things than I would ever think, actually. But yeah, it's mostly people that just we're fans of. Like Nathan Fielder is hilarious, and he does a small role in the movie. And Alana Glazer, and Michael
Miley
Shannon,
Cyrus.
And Miley Cyrus, and and Tracy Morgan is someone who he hadn't. I think actually this movie was the first thing he did since his accident. It was before he hosted Saturday Night Live, and it was just we were like maybe he'll do it. That would be amazing. I'd met him a few times. He's amazing. He's one of the craziest human beings ever born, from what I can see. But he's so funny, and he said yes, and it was very emotional. But
For all the guys in the room, Baron Davis is in the movie.
yeah, I didn't. Yeah, great.
All right, BD in the building.
I'm a guy, and I don't know who that is, and I worked with him.
Well, you're a Canadian guy. That's a whole different thing.
So speaking of some of the other ones, Michael Shannon
Yeah.
plays kind of Mr. Green. Does he come from real life? Do you have a Mr. Green in your own past, maybe, that you would go see, or no?
We all have a Mr. Green. So.
Yeah, we all have a Mr. Green. He's in the movie. He plays our high school weed dealer, who we have to, because everyone else is out of town on Christmas, so he's the only guy we can get weed from. Yeah.
Or he plays like a mystical
Or he's a mystical angel who
like
spiritually
the ghost of
guides
Christmas,
us.
present, past, and future.
Shows it's a weird movie. Yeah. But yeah, it's partially based on one night in growing up in Canada. There was a snowstorm during a winter break, and we tried to get weed, as we would, and no one could drive because it was snowed in, and we had to walk out to the middle of we met the guy in the middle of our high school field. And I just remember like walking to the middle of a field and buying weed and just walking back in different directions. And it was quite an adventure.
Very cool. Speaking of cameos, Miley Cyrus. I know we all love her here at BuzzFeed. How did she get involved? Was it a simple, hey, do you want to do this? And she said, yeah. She performed, and she even commented on Hannah Montana, which is shocking. How did you guys work that out?
She just did it. Again, people just say yes. It's crazy. I'm shocked as well. I watch it too, and I'm like, why did they do this? Yeah, I'd met her a few times. Whenever I meet anyone and they show any sign that they like me at all, I'm like, one day I will exploit you and put you in a movie. And so that's what happened. I had met her a few times, and she seemed to like our movies, and I was like, maybe we can put her in a movie, yeah.
The thing about her, though, is she has such this kind of strong, like, anarchistic image. And, I mean, at the risk of undermining that image, she actually showed up and was super on the ball, really smart, professional. I was really impressed. And pleased to know that she was, like, that cool and down to earth and, like, good at her job.
Yeah, she was, she sang that song, like, 30 times throughout the day. And every time, she did it like it was her first. It was amazing.
But I don't think anybody could be on her level and be a flippity flop up.
Oh, no, you can be.
It's like, but those dudes go away. Yeah, I feel like for her, I mean, she started as like Hannah Montana.
No, she's been around a long time.
She's been around a long time.
She wouldn't have transitioned.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of them started like that, and now
it's true.
Where are they now?
The Hansons of the world.
Oh.
I love Hanson. That's but Hanson ain't a cameo in the movie.
Why not?
Because they're not famous anymore.
Neighbors too, Hanson.
Hanson edition. Joe, what was it like performing with Miley?
That's the thing. I mean, I really didn't know what to expect. She's got this, kind of chaotic thing that she portrays. And then when I actually met her and got to know her, we hung out a bit, and then when we worked together, we have in common that we've both been doing, gigs and show business and acting in TV shows and stuff since we were little kids. And we just were like, had that in common, and we're just like, yeah.
You clicked.
We're like, yeah, like that.
You did that.
Okay.
I remember seeing them do that.
No, I don't know. You just started doing this. I was like, what exactly do you have in common with Miley?
Mackie's bad with hand gestures.
It makes me nervous.
You see what you want to see.
I thought it was cool.
One other cameo I do want to mention is James Franco. He plays, I mean, unclear if it's a version of himself or if it was just like a kind of perverted guy you gave the name James to. How did that come about, and is he chill? I mean, this character is kind of next level for him.
Yeah, it was, I don't know what he was going to do. Yeah, there's a role that we needed someone to fill, to reveal. It's a big reveal at the end of the movie, and so we thought...
So now it's spoiled.
Yeah,
Sorry.
now it's ruined, don't worry. It's okay, it's still a funny joke. But we thought he'd be funny, and he was. And he's playing a weird version of it. He's doing kind of a weird thing. He's kind of doing a New York accent for some reason. I don't know why. No one told him to. But... yeah, he's always, Franco's always a delight.
For sure, especially in this movie.
Such a delight.
So changing gears a little, who out of all of you would you say is most like Anthony's character, aka social media obsessed, live streaming?
Seth,
No,
you're bananas on Twitter.
I'm bananas.
Your social media game is out loud.
Crazy. No, I don't spend like all day on Twitter though.
But you tweet it. You're not a player. You just tweet a lot.
Yeah, exactly. That's my motto. I don't want to be
Tattooed on his arm.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know who does have great social media game? Seth's mom.
So my mom is great on Twitter.
Yeah.
She actually is amazing on Twitter.
She's bananas.
No matter how short her tweet, there'll always be a spelling or grammar error. Like in a 2-word tweet, she'll add an extra period or something.
Right.
It's weird.
She tweeted yesterday like Grandma had too much wine.
Yeah,
or
she got
something.
drunk. She drunk tweets. She fully
Yeah,
gets drunk.
she's
and,
bananas.
She's crazy.
I'm not following your mom on Twitter.
No,
by the
follow
way.
her.
You need to,
All right.
yeah,
She's
she's
more
excellent.
entertaining than I am on Twitter, honestly.
I follow
fully-
her, then drop her, then follow her.
Exactly.
Only when I need
She
entertainment.
gets controversial. Yeah.
There's definitely been a BuzzFeed appreciation post about her tweets, so power to her.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. Speaking of family, I want to get a little cheesy and ask you about your own holiday traditions. I'm not going to ask you your regular ones, but do you have any holiday traditions that are maybe a little bizarre or weird, either with friends or family?
I sell turkeys.
Oh, yeah? On
What?
the side?
Don't knock the hustle.
No,
I pick up like 32 12-pound turkeys, deep fry them, and then people just come through and give me like $1.50 for a turkey. I don't know about you, but $1.50 times 32, I'm doing good for Christmas. I don't know. I'm a gangster turkey fryer.
I'm impressed.
The
then
weirdest thing to make up I've ever heard.
That's true. Look, Seth just thinks I'm lying. It's so sad.
I
You
think
guys are
Anthony's
sad.
a compulsive
You're really
liar.
sad. You think I just lie for no
I
reason?
do. And the more interviews we do, the more I think you're lying all the
See?
time.
You come to my house.
really crystallized.
You come to my house. I'm gonna fry you a turkey.
I don't think
That's
you
what
even
I'ma
know
do.
how to deep fry a
That's
turkey.
crazy. That's absolute. I'm gonna have fried turkey and lox.
Yeah, good.
Or what's it called? Latke and fried turkey.
Mackie had his first latke earlier today.
It was
And
all.
it was disappointing.
It was not a good
It
latke.
wasn't a good
It was a
latke.
bad latke.
We didn't cook it for
We
you.
didn't cook it, but it's okay. I
mama
know.
sugar
It's
now.
sad, yeah.
But I'm gonna hook it up though. That's what I do for them. I fry. Me and my brother sit in the yard. We fry turkeys.
It's lying.
Good to know. All right. Okay. So can you guys settle a debate for me here?
Yeah.
When do you open presents? The night before a holiday or on the day of?
I think the day of a holiday, right? What do you guys do?
We do the night before.
What?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Like the movie.
Yes,
Just came full circle.
Joe, preference?
I mean, on the 8 days of Hanukkah, I mean, yeah, there's 8 times.
Fair
You
enough.
get 8 of them.
Speaking of familial things, what is your favorite holiday movie now versus when you were a kid?
I think it's the same.
Yeah.
Home Alone.
Good one.
I was in Chicago recently, and me and my wife went to we drove to the Home Alone house, and took pictures in front of it. And I was so hoping the people who owned it would come out and be like, "Hey, Seth Rogen's taking pictures in front of our house." They didn't, but that's how much I like Home Alone.
See, now, how can that be true? Am I frying turkeys?
Because I have photographic
Not true.
evidence.
How do you have photographic evidence of me frying
No,
turkeys?
you don't. Never have I seen that. Bullshit.
What about the rest of you guys? Holiday
Gremlins.
movies?
Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Nice.
Not Gremlins 2.
Gremlins 1.
Yeah.
Not with the sexy gremlin. With
That's
the,
Gremlins 2.
Yeah, Gremlins
Is that
with
one on
stripes.
Christmas also?
Gremlins 2 is not on Christmas.
I think it is.
What?
Yeah.
No,
'Cause
it's sunny
snowing
out.
outside?
No, because they get everyone in the lobby. They get the Gremlins in the lobby, and they drop the thing.
they drop the
and
shade,
sun-
and they all burn. No doubt,
If it was
no doubt.
sunny,
No
it
doubt.
was sunny. So yeah.
In the words of the
I'm
great
sorry.
poet.
Spoiler alert for Gremlins 2. Sorry, you haven't seen it. We
All
did.
of y'all are
I'm-
probably too young to remember
I'm
this.
really
Go
sorry.
see Gremlins. It's the shit.
Yeah, Gremlins is great.
Gremlins and Critters. Those are my two.
Is Critters the toilet ones?
No, Critters are the little balls that
Yeah, yeah.
shoot the needles out their
Yeah,
spine.
yeah.
But they roll at you.
Yeah.
They're like weave rolling in the wind. And when it stops and shoot you.
It's like nightmare fuel.
What ones come out of the toilet? Ghoulies. Ghoulies, nice.
Wow, thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Nice.
Jeez, that one guy's not
Ghoulies.
getting laid. That
You know the toilet monster one.
one guy. What's the toilet monster? Ghoulies.
How about you, Jeff?
I
Do you
know.
have
You
a
were proud when you
favorite?
started saying it, then realized it was lame.
I like Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's a great one.
Classic. And as adults and kids, still, favorite?
Yeah, does
Charlie
that
Brown's
change?
Christmas is probably my favorite.
Okay. Oh, well, so you lied before?
No, that's not a lie. As a kid,
Oh, yeah,
like
as a
growing
kid.
up. I'm sorry, maybe
No,
I
I'm
misunderstood your question.
No way.
Guilty.
Whenever I watch Charlie Brown now, they talk so slow. You know, like on the cartoon, it's like
did not notice that.
excruciating.
I think you just think really fast.
Hello! Like it all sounds like they don't speak English for a first language. It's really bizarre. Go rewatch Charlie Brown. They talk too slow.
Blow the lid off Charlie Brown.
Doubling down on that statement. I'm
Doubling
not going to
down.
back down.
I'm with that.
Cool. Well, going back to the film itself.
No,
you guys,
I want to talk about Charlie Brown.
Only if you do the adult voice with like a trumpet muted.
That's good.
I want to talk about, you guys filmed some of this in New York City.
All of it.
All of it, okay. So can you tell me like a weird thing that happened on the streets of New York while you were filming? Surely something have had to happen.
It's fun shooting on the streets of New York. Nothing that weird happened, right? I mean, everyone was cool. It was funny because we shot in the middle of the summer, and we kind of set up a block of Christmas everywhere we went. But no, it really wasn't. I thought it would be a lot crazier. But New York's been so gentrified, crazy people can't afford to be here anymore.
Right.
And so they didn't ruin our shooting at all. It was all very respectful, rich white people who were around, and it was great. Yeah, it was great.
Gotta love rich white people.
Yeah, no, they were very quiet and shy, demure. They were afraid of Anthony, but other than
Horrified.
that,
I would show up with my sweater on and be like,
yeah.
hey! Done.
That's why they didn't come by, I think.
Never mind. They would be like, Seth, man, the black guy. Never fails.
So I pretty much cried with laughter watching it. I'm not afraid to admit it. Was there ever a time you guys couldn't get through a scene because it was just so batshit crazy? Or you guys are true professionals?
No, there was a few times.
Seth laughs a lot.
I do laugh a lot, and I've gotten worse at it the older I get, honestly, which is weird. Most people get better at their jobs.
Seth's the only person. Seth's the only person in the middle of the scene and go, that's funny. I'm like,
I do that.
when they're rolling. Seth, don't do that.
I get excited. I feel like I should encourage you guys. Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Keep going.
I do that. Yeah, I had a lot of problem laughing on several scenes. I'm trying to think. There's one where I'm in a strip club with my wife, and it's a fantasy sequence, but Jillian Bell plays my wife. And she's like one of the funniest people I've ever worked with, and she really made me laugh. I could not do that scene. I like had a really hard time doing it. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't want to ruin it,
Yeah, no.
but it's wonderful.
Pretty funny.
We've already said too much. Cool. So had either of you guys made a grand gesture for love, like in the movie? Or is that over the top, beyond your scope? And if so, what was it?
I bet you have, Joe.
Joe has. Joe has several times in his life.
You
So you
stood
no
outside
problem?
a few windows with a few
Exactly.
boxes in your day.
Like, oh,
Joe will be parked outside your house.
I don't want to talk.
Oh, that's so good.
That's good.
That's
Your
so
face
brutal.
says it all,
That
I
means
think.
it's so brutal.
Right.
The story I imagine is so
Right.
much worse than whatever that actually
The heartless
is.
romantic.
It works.
Yeah.
Another thing tied to the movie, question.
You don't
What's
care, you
the
just want it.
good response to an unwanted dick pic? It makes more sense if you see the movie,
Yeah.
I swear.
I've never got a dick pic, so I don't know.
I've never got an unwanted dick pic.
Right.
Got it. There were a couple of questions of the people that I knew that saw the movie. They were like, whose dick was that anyway? Did you guys like hire a dick modeled? Or like how does that, or was it Franco's? I mean.
I don't know whose dick it actually is. It was hard to get those dicks in the movie. Like,
I'm
it's
sure.
a lot of, it's hard to get a dick in a movie. And especially when the dick is supposed to be erect. because the MPAA does not like erect penises. And so what we had to argue was that it was...
shoot your eye out.
We had to, and this will make so much more sense when you see the movie, but we had to argue it was a large, flaccid penis that was just flopped up. Giving it the impression of being erect. But in fact, it was completely soft, just happened to be flopped up on the man's tummy, where you can't tell what's going on, you know, because
it's a whole bunch of white dudes like this.
Oh no, we literally had more conversations about this dick than anything in the entire movie because it was hard to get the dicks through.
Well, I'm really glad you guys
There
went
is like a 60-year-old woman at Sony whose
Right.
job it is to work with us to make sure these things get in the movie.
I'm
and
sure.
she has to sit in a room with us for hours looking at pictures of dicks and discussing, like, is that one too flopped up? Could we argue? Is it too veiny? Does that hurt our case? Like, it was...
And that's her job interview. Do you
That's
know
her-
dicks?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I know dicks. Trust me. I've
the
seen
difference,
dicks.
yes.
All I
All
know.
flopped every which way, yeah.
That's a dick.
Cool. Thank you for shining
No
some light on
problem,
that
yeah.
process.
That's
and
the real creative
I had a lot of
journey.
questions. Cool. Well, it's
What
about,
did you think of the dick?
honestly,
It's a good
it was
dick.
impressive.
It's a really good dick,
It was,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
We wanted a good dick.
It was a good dick. It was a
If
large
you
one.
like that kind
Yeah,
of
like
it
that
turns
You
out-
like that kind of dick.
If you like that
yeah,
kind of
People
dick.
like different kinds of
Yeah.
You
dicks.
don't want to
Yeah.
dictate what people want.
Certain
Yeah.
people see that dick and go,
Yeah.
you know?
And it all depends on the frame.
It all depends.
That could have been a tiny dick on a huge, you know, on a
You
tiny
can blow it
person.
up. Yeah.
you never
You shoot
know.
that shit with like a bird's eye
Yeah.
lens.
Or that person's small enough, that dick all of a sudden
Massive.
is gigantic.
Massive.
Yeah. If you put my dick on a tiny person, it would look bigger.
It's huge. Huge.
All I'm saying.
It's like one of those fans in the airport, like a big ass fan.
My dick size is not served by my size.
Hot outside, just stand behind your
Yeah.
dick and just get the shadow off your dick.
This is terrible.
So many good dick tips.
This is terrible.
Thank you guys.
You
Thank
should
you
not
guys.
have asked us that
I'm
question.
sorry. No, I'm glad. I'm really glad that I
You get
did.
it.
What do you do? What do you send when
Yeah.
you get an unwarranted dick pic?
I've been in a relationship for a long time. I'm not getting a lot of those.
Your boyfriend don't send you dick pics?
It's been 6 years. 6 years.
I don't. Who says? Come on. Guys are more fascinated by their own dick pics than girls are. I
Yes.
think, honestly. I think, yeah.
Before we go down a big debate right
Yeah.
now, I want to change gears to game time. We're going to play a round of Never Have I Ever pegged to the movie. So the rules are simple. I will say something that happened in the movie, and you will lift this up guilty or no way. And I might press you for an explanation, depending.
Great.
Okay, cool.
Mike.
So the first Never Have I Ever is Never Have I Ever thrown up in public.
Poof. Oh, wait, yeah.
All right. The next one is Never Have I Ever thrown up in church.
Everybody was a child. Right?
As a kid, you threw
Like
up.
you're a baby. You're like, Mommy, I
I go
don't
to
feel
church as a
good.
baby, homie. I threw up in shul. It's not church.
Excellent. Never have I ever played inside of FAO Schwartz as an adult. Not for the movie.
Oh, yeah. You just go around and play with teddy bears and shit.
I wish I had.
Yeah.
Is it still open?
Nah, it's gone.
Close.
Apple bought all that shit.
The next one is Never have I ever spent a holiday alone.
Oh, I have.
People like me, homie.
Sorry. Get to know yourself, maybe.
Yeah,
Spend some time with yourself.
exactly.
Well,
Next one is Never have I ever embarrassed your significant other at a fancy event.
All day.
all day.
I feel like that's your job as a married man.
Fair enough. Never have I ever lied to your parents about not being in town when you were.
I've never done that. Aww, look at us.
Never have I ever had a pep talk with yourself in the mirror, sober or not.
It's every day.
Yeah?
Every day. Yeah,
You're talking to three actors.
That's
yeah
true.
exactly.
Duh.
You can do this, Joe.
Yo, man.
You got
Go out
this.
there and let them know who's the boss.
Love it.
King Kong in the building.
Never have I ever accidentally taken someone else's phone.
Oh, yeah.
I have.
Follow up, did you see anything interesting on it? Or you didn't look?
No.
I didn't
It was
look.
locked.
You guys are respectable people. I like it.
Oh, I looked. It was locked. Yeah.
Never have I ever been on a desperate search for a party all night. Cool.
That's called L.A.
LA.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can see drive everywhere.
Yeah, it's like every party sucks. And you're sure there's a good party somewhere.
Never have I ever hooked up in a public restroom.
Bananas.
Oh!
Did you want
All right, now everybody, name the restaurant that you were at.
Oh.
I want to go back to Au Bon Pain one day. Therefore, I shall not name any names.
I like that potato soup.
Exactly.
Never have I ever gotten lost in Brooklyn.
No,
Good.
connoisseur of Brooklyn.
Okay. Never have I ever told a pregnant woman she looked big or actually called them something that basically, yeah. Okay, yeah. Wow, really?
I didn't know you weren't supposed to do that.
Right.
They are big. I thought it was supposed to. You're big. That's what you say when you see a woman who's big all of a sudden, I thought. But you don't do that. They don't like that.
No.
No.
I say,
Oh, what's worse
you're
is
the
when you
same
find
size.
out they're not pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That happens to me.
You say you're glowing.
All the time.
You're
You always.
glowing.
You congratulated me 3 times on my pregnancy.
Exactly.
I keep telling you, it's impossible.
Like, Seth, you gotta make money off
You're
of this.
carrying
man.
high. Yeah.
You got.
Never have I ever been suckered